Stephen, for you on the field last week against the Māori All Blacks, the Lions looked content on taking shots at goal on those early penalties. Tonight they looked like they wanted to attack a lot more. Did that surprise you at all out there? And do you think your defence was up to it?
Oh, well, the score's 34-6, you'd probably say no, but no, I mean, the game unfolded in a way that you probably feel you could probably biff the ball around a bit more, but yeah, I think she was a bit of an arm wrestle early, and as we got further behind, we obviously tried to push things, and often when you push things, it can get away on you. So just one of those nights where plenty of effort from the boys, but in the end we were beaten by a bloody good Lions team.
Dave, I'm not just talking about tonight, but what have you seen in the Lions that you think might cause the All Blacks some problems?
Not sure if you're asking the right person for that, but they got better and better, haven't they? And they continually stepped up. I thought the midweek side played pretty well against the Highlanders last week and probably got himself in a position to win that. So they were certainly pretty clinical tonight. We expected a fair bit of kicking, but to be honest, they had a lot of territory and ball down our end, so they probably didn't kick as much. But then you got to hand it to them. You know, we battled to get our set piece going. They strangled us and anticipated nudges in behind and so on. So they did a good job.
Stephen, 13-6, you're still in it in the second half. Talk us through the penalty try. What was your take on that?
Oh man, you can't blame any referee decisions with the scoreline as it finished, and I won't do that. But at 13-6, and there was a period there where I think the game was a bit on a knife edge. We had 10 minutes of defence that I think we pushed them back, and yeah, I thought there was a few things that could have gone our way, but yeah, the penalty try was the penalty try. So it was a more, so I didn't have a clue what was going on, to be fair. But no, I mean, there was a 10-minute period after half time where I thought, here we go. The boys started. Johnny put a few big hits in, and Ziggy was carrying, and a few things were going away. And I just thought there was a couple of incidents there that in a different competition there could have been a penalty or two. But it was what it was, and in the end we just, once you get down 20 points and then 27, the game's gone, and you're pushing it too hard, and then that's when you, I guess, give up a big scoreline. But I was still proud of the effort.
Dave, looking ahead to Super Rugby, you mentioned about there was an opportunity for some young fellas to impress you tonight. Has anyone lifted their stocks in your eyes with those games of Super Rugby coming up?
Oh, look, Nigel, it'd be good to have a look at the footage, obviously, and to make accurate comments on that. But yeah, look, there's some guys who stood up pretty well, I think. Chase Tiatia probably got a little bit more game time than anticipated. He was Tony Pulley's done a patella, so he's going to be out for a long period of time. So pretty exciting for him. And I thought old Red Finn Christie fronted pretty well at 9, and the old Scotchman. So he's he would have enjoyed his encounter out there. And so look, as Beaver said, the boys worked hard and tried, but we're out muscled really and got suffocated, and they did a good job. No. We've already had that discussion.
Dave, I'm sure you've watched most, if not all, of this tour. Can we get a prediction out of you about what's going to happen in the Test series? I just think, look, the Lions are getting better and better, aren't they? And when they get settled on combinations and so on, I think it'll be a pretty exciting series. If they were able to dominate us, and maybe our line out, most of it were our issues, but going to come up against a pretty good set piece in the All Blacks, and so they'll have to earn it and fight for it. But I think it's going to be the series that everyone thought it was going to be maybe a month ago. There's maybe been a little bit of doubt recently, but as I mentioned, I think they're getting better and better, and as we know, when they're down the right end of the field, they can play footy, and we saw a bit of that tonight.
Stephen, how did you find the rush defence, and do you think the All Blacks will be able to counter that all right?
Oh, I mean, as far as for us, we knew it was coming, and we had a few things we wanted to execute, but I guess just the way it unfolded and how our game unfolded, we couldn't get everything going that we wanted to. So, from our point of view, they obviously, I mean, it was obvious that they suffocated us, and as Rennie said, they saw our sort of little nudges in behind and a couple of our little plays, but I mean, to be fair, the All Blacks have got some fairly handy individuals, and they've been planning for this for a long time, so I'm pretty sure they'll have a few tricks up their sleeve too.
Dave, the set piece tonight, your thoughts on it? You lost a little bit at line-out time. What do you put it down to, and how concerning is that going back into Super Rugby?
Clearly, it's Neil Barnes' fault. No. Look, it's a combination thing too. There was we wanted to play a bit of tempo line-outs because we didn't want to get them set, and we ended up slowing some of our own ball down around that, and some of the timing where the throw just come a little bit earlier than the jump, etc. So we put ourselves under a bit of pressure around that, and so it's a bit frustrating for all concerned. The scrum was mixed, I guess. There's some real challenges in and around that, and I'll leave that to the big boys to talk about. But no doubt our set piece battled a bit tonight, and because of that we struggled to get our game going.
Dave, which of the All Blacks coaches with the area of responsibility, which is going to be the most important to get that correct? Which coach with the area of... I've cocked this question up quite royally, haven't I? Which coach in their area has to get their one absolutely spot on if the All Blacks are to have their best chance?
They're all important, aren't they? Because as you saw tonight, you can have all the plans from an attack point of view, but if you don't get your set piece going, nothing happens. So it's all going to be an important part of it. No doubt if you're ill-disciplined, lines are a side that can put you in a corner and hurt you as well. So, but certainly, I suppose Fozzie's area and around attack, they'll have some plans, but they're going to do it under a fair bit of heat, and they may do it differently to us. So we saw most teams playing off 9 against them and going around the corner and running into another wall. We try to play a bit more off 10, prepared to give up 8 or 10 metres of ground to try and get a quick ball off that ruck to try and stretch them on next one. But they did a good job of slowing our pill down, and when we come around the corner there was still a bit of a wall there. So seemed like a really good idea at the time though, Beaver? So I'm sure the All Blacks will have a plan, and as Beaver said, they've got some pretty good cattle.
Could you see someone like a Sonny Bill with his offloading and his ability to stand in the tackle? Could he be a guy that would be reasonably significant given his skill set?
Yeah, I thought tonight, we were one pass away from getting right in behind them. We had a number of guys who got sort of in half breaks, and maybe we were a little bit short on support, working hard enough to get in those positions. And it's a real strength of the All Blacks, obviously, when you look at the quality of the midfield.
Dave, what's the plan now, Super Rugby-wise? How long do the guys have off, and will you sort of get them straight back into training for a bit? Any sort of warm-up game before competition resumes, or?
No, we're going to give them 10 days off. So, and even then we'll come back in. It's still 2 weeks before we play the Brumbies. So, chance for the boys to freshen up. They're going away with programs. We'll get them out of Hamilton and spend a bit of time with family, etc., etc. And then we'll have a good build-up heading into that Brumbies week. And even by then, I guess we'll know a little bit more about what's happened in Africa and Aussie. The Africans would have played 2 more rounds, and the Aussies won before we get back into it. So, we just had a quick chat in the room. But this time last year we beat Wales and didn't win a title. So I'd be much happier winning a title and losing tonight.